For the final time in the 2012-2013 school year, the cameras are in place, the lights are turned on, and I'm strapped in and ready to go for Sports Talk. Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Tyler Sloan. We finished the season Sports Talk with boys golf, and we have some great stories to end with. District championships, regional qualifications, and a state tournament nail-biter will all be discussed in this episode. Plus, we have our last Dennis Baker State Farm Scholar Athlete of the Week. It's an episode not even Sergio Garcia would complain about. Next on Sports Talk. McKinney Lions golf team moved into 10-5A this year from 4A all the way up to 5A. I'm joined by their head coach, Chris Rednour. And Coach, you finished 6th in the district championships, but really it was a second day of the district where you just sort of fell off. In that first day, you were right with all of your competition. And really, going in, you expected to do a little bit better than 6th.
Yeah, after the first day, we were in 4th place, and we were only 6 shots out of being able to make it to regionals. We just didn't play very well the last day. Maybe we'd played too much because we'd played a tournament on Friday and Saturday before that, had Sunday off, and then played Monday and Tuesday. That's a lot of golf in a short amount of time, so maybe they just ran out of gas a little bit.
That Friday-Saturday tournament that you mentioned, really a district tune-up where you faced most of everyone that was in your district in that tournament, and you were able to win that tournament, and so it looked good going in. Were your expectations really to go in and win this district tournament?
I'm not sure to win it. I knew it would be good competition. I mean, even though we beat most of the teams in our district in that tournament before, they were right there with us. I mean, it wasn't like we were way out in front. It was just, in our district, there were 4, 5 really strong teams, and it was anybody that played the best those 2 days, and that's what it came down to.
Now, every golf team has to look for their top 5 individuals that they want to compete in the big tournaments, and you have several golfers on your team that were battling for those last couple of spots on the team, and in fact, in that tournament beforehand, you had 3 guys battling for 2 spots.
Yeah, I try to keep that going all year long. You know, they always say that iron sharpens iron, so you make them compete against each other. You want to beat other people, but you want to beat your friends the most. I mean, when I play with my best friend, I want to beat him more than anybody. But I keep them competing against each other all year, and we have what's called a ladder system, and you can move up the ladder and you can move down the ladder depending on how you play.
You had 2 sophomores this year that were outstanding participants that are going to be there for a couple more years here with your program that you're really looking forward to seeing back.
Yeah, I mean, they play like 15-year-olds. They're really good at times, and then they make some mistakes that they shouldn't make at times. As they learn and they mature as players, they'll cut down on not make the big numbers, but keep making the good ones, you know. And when you play a really good 9, then if you get off track on the second 9, then you got to find a way to minimize the damage to keep a good score, and they're learning that now.
What do you think your sophomores, Spencer Dillard and Garrett Kelly, learned from the district tournament where they shot well on the first day, and then the second day not so much and kind of fell out of contention? What do you think they're going to learn from that experience to build on next year?
Well, every experience in golf, you're going to learn from it. I mean, and you learn from failure more than you do success. I mean, so they're going to learn how to face the adversity. And by the time they're seniors, I think they'll be a really good 1-2 punch, and they'll be 2 really good players that can play both days and be real solid, and not, be 15. They'll be 18.
Nick Robert and Grant Yoder are 2 seniors on your team that are now graduating. What are you going to miss most about their leadership in this program?
Well, I mean, both of them have been in the program for a long time. Nick was a 4-year first top 5 guy, and he was on our last team that went to the state championship. And Grant was part of a lot of successful teams, so they knew how to win, and that's going to be the hard thing to miss. I mean, when they were freshmen, I think in our program, we won 9 tournaments just in that 1 year between our varsity and our JV. So they knew they were winners, and that'll be the thing that we'll miss the most.
I know that all golf teams look at the end of the year at how they finish in district, but that doesn't really sum up your season because you had a couple of first place finishes and a couple of seconds in tournaments that you played. And of course, you don't play that many tournaments in a year, so overall, a great record for the McKinney Lions.
Yeah, and I feel that our team was very competitive all year long. I don't feel like the adjustment up to 5A hurt us that much. I think we can compete at that level, and we'll continue to grow into that, and get used to playing different teams and on the different stages. We went to the regional site this year and played there, and that's the first time we've ever been in this region. So when we went up there in February, I was very little help to them because I've always been a 4A coach in the 20 years I've been doing this. And I had never been on this course, never had, so we had kind of learned together. So it was a new experience for all of us.
Going into next season, where do you really see your team at? What are your goals for next year?
Well, I want them to work hard this summer and to spend time playing in tournaments and grow and be ready to compete for spots. We're going to have possibly 5 seniors on our varsity, along with the good sophomores, and they're going to have to compete with each other for playing time. And every senior wants to go to the good trips, the big tournaments and stuff like that, and put the JV years behind them. So I look for them to grow from competing against each other.
Also want to ask you about the freshmen that are going to be coming into McKinney High School next year from middle school. Have you seen any of these players yet, or are you just waiting for them to come out for tryouts?
I've seen some of them, but mostly I wait to see how they do at tryouts, because when they're out playing with their friends and their dad, it's different watching them playing than playing tournament golf, where you have a lot on the line. That's part of the growing process. I always tell them, there's golf, and there's tournament golf, and there's championship golf. And each of it's, kicking up a notch and being able to handle the nerves and stuff like that. So I look forward to seeing the new guys come out, and the pros in town at the country clubs where my kids are. They keep me apprised of who's coming along.
Well, Coach Rednour, I want to thank you for coming here on the show today, and congratulations on a good season.
All right, thank you for having me. I appreciate it very much.
No problem. Although they finished in 6th place in the district tournament, the McKinney Lions had 2 tournament wins on the season, and they have a couple of young stud players to build on next year's team.